Happy Hump Day! Coming off another winning night, 18-9 run. Let's keep rolling. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back into another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I'm your host, Steven, and we are here in the middle of the week to talk some more NBA basketball, baby. That's right, coming off a 2-1 day, and as I said earlier, we are now on an 18-9 run. We just keep trucking along, but NBA betting can be very humbling, so we just got to stick to the grind, and hopefully we can keep this rolling. So, quick announcement: the MLB World Series predictions and National League preview and futures bets. That video is now out. Go check it out. It was a lot of fun to talk some baseball. Our last season preview video, I let you know who I think is going to be in the World Series. And I think I have a total of like 9 or 10 futures bets between the American League and the National League. So, anyways, go check that out. The MLB season starts in like, let's see, 5 hours or so from right now when we're recording. It's going to be at 3 a.m. my time, 6 a.m. Eastern in Korea. Dodgers, Padres. We're not doing any big videos or anything for that 2-game series. The rest of the opening day for the other team starts March 28th, and that's when we will start our daily videos. So just want to point that out, but I do have a best bet in that game. I already released it everywhere. It's the under 9 runs that I got on BetMGM. So while I'm sleeping, I'm not going to wake up for it. I'm just not going to do it. So cheer on the under 9 in that game. If you are living somewhere that you can watch it, that would be awesome. Appreciate it. But anyways, that's for the MLB. We're here to talk basketball. But before we do that, we got a dad joke, of course. So I got 2 dad jokes, one from someone who commented under the video yesterday, got to give him a shout out, and one of my own that's just really stupid, like just silly. But anyways, here we go. First one, shout out to @slickwell6039. You guys already saw it, some of you. What do you call a belt made of $100 bills? A waste of money. That is a good one. Nice work. Thanks for that. There's a couple other ones that I almost used too. So keep leaving comments. There's been some good ones. And then my dad joke. Here we go. Why don't skeletons fight each other? They don't have the guts. That first one was better. I'm not going to lie. But anyways, in this video, Wednesday videos are pretty big. We got a little extra research help for you, but we're going to recap yesterday and then talk the small forward position, defenses that give up the most points, rebounds, and assists to the small forward. We do a different position each day if you are new to the channel. And then we're going to talk the G's of threes, talking the hottest three-point shooters in the last 8 games, as well as the defenses that are giving up the highest three-point percentage to their opponent in the last 8 games to kind of help you hopefully get some winners, whether it's three-point props, points, whatever it is. And then we got our own best bets, and we wrap it all up with the bets recap. So hit that like button, leave a comment below like you guys are doing, a dad joke just to say hi, your best bets, whatever it is you want to do, what you think about the MLB season, who's going to make the World Series, or you can go leave that in the MLB video that's out now. But hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel as we chase our first 22,000 subscribers. I appreciate all of you. Let's get into it, and it starts with the recap. All right, there it is. A 2-1 day. My added play ruined our sweep. But Pelicans Rockets money line, we stay hot on those money line parlays as we get another winner, and that was a pretty easy one. Rockets, they let them hang around the first half, but then they finally pulled away, and the Pelicans kind of dominated the whole game. So that was a nice one. Jalen Green, 20-plus points. What I'm mad at is I didn't ladder him up because he had over 40 points yesterday. He's just been on an absolute tear. Trey Jones, 6-plus assists, had it at halftime. So that was another easy winner. And then we had another easy loser. I don't know what Wemby ended up with, but I don't think it was 20. And Franz Wagner, if you had any over bets on Magic players except maybe Cole Anthony, you were in deep trouble because they were up by almost 40 at halftime. The Hornets are pathetic. I am going to have to be very careful betting anybody on a team playing the Hornets because they are getting blown out. So anyways, they both lost, which is better that way than one in each one. So anyways, 2-1 day. Overall record 173, 168, now up 7.01 units, digging out of that hole that we were in, but we've been rolling lately, so hopefully we can keep that going. But before we get into the best bets, let's talk the small forward position. All right, there it is. Let's start out with the points given up to the small forward position. On the left are the 10 defenses giving up the most. All of these stats are in the last 15 days, and we got 3 matchups. The Phoenix Suns facing the Philadelphia 76ers and Kelly Oubre Jr. 20.6 points per game, and the Suns giving up 22.25. Then the Blazers are facing the Clippers at 24.2 points per game as Mr. Paul George. And the Blazers giving up right around that, or actually not quite around that, but 21.75. And then the last one is the Warriors, 21.51, facing Gigi Jackson of the Grizzlies at 20.3 points per game. I will say this a couple times before we end this video. Only one game as of right now has a spread that's less than 8.5 today. So be very careful. That's all I'm going to say. All right, next one. Let's check out the rebounds now. The Suns facing Kelly Oubre, again, who has 6.4 rebounds per game, facing the Phoenix Suns, giving up almost 10. And then the Pacers facing Simone Fettuccini of the Detroit Pistons, 5.7 rebounds per game. Fettuccini is questionable. He may or may not play, so keep that in mind. You might have to check before the tip off and see what he's doing and all that. So, but that's the rebounds, and let's check out the assists. And by the way, on those rebounds, Josh Hart has played power forward before. I put him in here as small forward, so you guys make your own judgment. Obviously, positions are tough, but just wanted to point that out. And then the final one, only one matchup for assists. The Bucks giving up 5.58, facing Jaylen Brown, and the Celtics 3.7 assists per game. But keep in mind, Jaylen Brown is questionable for that game as well. But you keep seeing Josh Hart up here because he's just been a beast. Chris Middleton, that 7 assist line, just be careful because he has not played the whole last 15 days. He's been hurt. I don't know exactly. It might be like 1 game or 2 games in there. That's the 7 assists. So just know that I don't think he's averaging 7 every single time he comes out. But anyways, that's the points, rebounds, and assists for the small forward position. Take some screenshots. Go get yourself some winners. And one last thing to talk about before we get to the best bets. And of course, that is the G's of threes. All right, let's talk some hot shooters from downtown. If you are new to this, we do it every single Wednesday. We talk the hottest three-point shooters from deep the last 8 games. And there's only 2 rules: minimum 40 plus 3-point attempts and 40% or better. It's the 40-40 rule. We're going to have 3 pages, and on every page, you're going to see on the right side right there, the defense is giving up the highest 3-point percentage to their opponents the last 8 games. So maybe you can find some good matchups. And if anyone is playing less than 8 games, you will see a note next to it saying 6 games, 7 games, or whatever it is, just so you guys know in case you're doing some math, figuring out how many they take a game, how many they make per game, things like that. But other than that, we got Trey Murphy shooting the ball really well for the Pelicans. Grayson Allen just been lights out all season long. An unbelievable 52.2% from 3-point range. It's just been absolutely wild what he's been able to do. D'Angelo Russell, Van Vliet, both shooting over 46%. But yeah, that's page 1. Take some screenshots. Let's go check out page 2 now. And we got some good shooters on this page 2 as well. 46% Naz Reid for the Timberwolves. How about that? And then Austin Reeves, 47.2. And a guy that I have a hard time trusting, Mr. Michael Porter Jr., 47.3%. So those are the rest of the guys. Paul George shooting the ball well again. As you can see, he kind of goes up and down in his slumps and then gets hot. So, but that's page 2. Let's check out page 3. And there he is in green, the leader in the clubhouse. The highest percentage out of anybody with the 40-40 rule. 26 for 49, Mr. Sam Doogie Howser, 53.1%. That is not too shabby. And then Lou Dort for 52.3. He's been on here for a few weeks now, been shooting the ball well. And then Niang for the Cleveland Cavs shooting over 50% as well. So some very, very impressive shooters. And then over there on the right side, as you see, I think Jazz have been number 1 for like a month straight now, giving up 44.7% to their opponent. I mean, they are just letting them shoot wide open, and it's going in almost half the time. It's just been absolutely insane. Then the Bucks are struggling against the 3, trying to protect the paint more. Clippers, Warriors, so on and so on. Raptors just can't stop anybody right now. Too many injuries on that team. But anyways, that's the G's of threes for Wednesday. Hopefully this helps you get some winners. But now it's time for the best bets. All right, this segment of the show is brought to you by our sponsor, Better Bet. That's BTR Bet, the best place to find, track, analyze, and share your bets. Click the link below in the description. Go check it out. It is an awesome website. And also, if you want a 1-month free promo code, it is JaboMM. That link is below to click on. That's MM for March Madness. So here we go. Bet number 1, Heat at Cavs. Cavs minus 2.5. Total in this game is 201.5. The only game that I saw with odds out that are under 8.5 point spread today. It's just absolutely crazy. But against the spread this year, Heat 32, 35-1 ATS, 20, 15-1 ATS on the road. Cavs 34, 32-2 ATS, 16, 17-1 ATS at home. Over under, Heat are the number 1 under team in the NBA right now, 44-24 to the under. Cavs 37, 30, and 1 to the under. My best bet in this game, we're going with a player prop. Give me Karis LeVert over 6.5 assists at minus 110 on ESPN bet. When I picked this bet, when I released it in Discord, it was 120 minus 125 on DraftKings, minus 120 on BetMGM, and of course minus 110 on ESPN bet. But no Donovan Mitchell, no Evan Mobley, no Max Strus, and no Dean Wade for the Cavaliers. LeVert has been an absolute beast, really with and without Mitchell in the lineup, especially without. But he is over this line, and some of these games have been with and without Mitchell, but he's over this 6.5 line in 7 straight games now. That's how good he's been. The Cavs have him playing point guard. He plays shooting guard. He's listed at both. He's just a guard. He handles the ball. He's got a lot more usage right now, along with Darius Garland, of course. But we're here to talk assists. So in the last 5 games, without Donovan Mitchell, he has 7, 8, 7, 11, and 11 assists. The 11 was last game against the team that we love to target for unders. It's the Pacers. They give up the fewest assists to guards in the NBA. He had 11. It was absolutely bonkers. In the last 7 games with Mitchell, just to kind of give you an idea on how he's been just in general, he's gotten 7, 9, 15, 6, 8, 9, and 6 assists over in 6 of his last 7 games. That's even with Donovan Mitchell in the lineup. He's averaging 13 potential assists in his last 5 games and 8 actual assists. You love to see it. A guy who's converting as high as he is, getting 13 potential assists. I think he'll have a chance to get more like 14 or so. And all we need is to convert half of those into 7. So he's now facing the Heat in this matchup. And I know the reason we're getting this low line is because the Heat play a little slower pace. You see this total at 201. But the Heat are average versus point guards for assists, and they've given up the 11th most assists to the shooting guard. Just want to cover both bases there. But LeVert doesn't seem to care who he's playing. Let's be honest. He just faced the Pacers, like I mentioned, the hardest team to get assists for, and he got 11. 2 games ago, he faced the Rockets. They've given up the 3rd fewest assists to point guards in the last 30 days, and he's still got 7 dimes. This Heat team is going to be a little bit easier. Jimmy Butler is questionable for whatever that's worth. Tyler Hero, they got some guys that are out. But honestly, with his potential assists, his volume, in a game that's supposed to be competitive, he should definitely play over 30 minutes if this is a competitive game with all these injuries. He's going to get big minutes. He's going to be starting, obviously. I like him to go over 6.5 assists for an 8th straight game, and that's my bet number 1. Before we get to that second best bet, we have a new promo you got to know about with BetMGM. There it is, Mr. Jalen Rose, and we have an incredible first bet offer promo from BetMGM. If you're in an eligible state, go click that link below. Sign up, does not take long, and your first bet offer up to $1,500 paid back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. It's an incredible deal. Take advantage of it because it is a limited time only. I love to give you guys these promos because if you live in one of these states and you haven't signed up yet, these are incredible deals, and I'm just here to help you guys out. So hopefully you can go jump on that. Again, the link is below. But of course, you must be 21 years or older to gamble. If you have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, back to the bets. All right, this next bet takes us out to the desert. We got the Phoenix Suns hosting the Philadelphia 76ers. Suns minus 8.5. Total in this game is 220. Sixers 36-32 against the spread, 17-15 ATS on the road. Suns 26-40-2 against the spread. Awful. They are 12-22-1 against the spread at home. The 4th worst home against the spread team in the NBA. Over under 76ers 35-33 to the over. Suns 37-30-1 to the under. Now, my best bet in this game, and before I tell you, I will say this slate is just brutal. So many blowout potentials. So it is hard to take some of these props, but this will be my second and final bet. And hopefully I can dig up another one, but I didn't want to force 4 or 5 bets in a slate that I just don't love. But here we go. My best bet is Devin Booker over 10.5 rebounds plus assists at minus 118 on FanDuel. So he's gone over this line now in 7 of the last 10 games. And in those last 10 games, he is averaging 10 rebound chances per game, turn that into 5.3 rebounds, and 10.8 potential assists per game, turning that into 6.5 assists. In his last 10 games, that means he's averaging 11.6 RAs. We only need 11, obviously, so that's a good little discount. But he's averaging 12.2 RAs in the last 5 games as well, playing even better. What I like about this bet is it can happen in different ways. He could get a ton of rebounds and maybe slack on the assists. He could get a ton of each of them. Obviously, he gets a few more assists per game than rebounds. But last game, he got 9 rebounds and 6 assists, went over easily. And the game before that, 6 rebounds and 11 assists. So, I mean, he's a guy who does get himself in there, obviously with 10 rebound chances per game as a point guard, pretty impressive. So that's what I love about it. And if this game can stay competitive, which is going to be the question on every single game today, pretty much, then I like his chances versus the Philadelphia 76ers. Philly is giving up the 10th most assists per game in the last 30 days, 14th for rebounds for point guard. So it's an above average matchup, not elite matchup or anything, but definitely not a bad matchup. Here's the last 5 games for the 76ers. They gave up 8 rebounds to Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier got 8 rebounds. They gave up 14 RAs to Trey Mann of the Hornets. They gave up 12 RAs to Damian Lillard and 13 RAs to Brunson one time, and the next game gave up 11 to him. So, I mean, we're talking Brunson went over twice, Lillard went over, Trey Mann went over, and Rozier actually didn't go over. He had 8 rebounds, but only 1 assist. But Devin Booker is obviously a much better passer than Terry Rozier and plays in a much different system. So, anyways, I just think Booker can, I think he can rack up the assists here, and obviously has the potential to have a good rebounding game. I thought this line would be at 11.5, so I do love it at 10.5. So give me Booker to go over 10.5 rebounds plus assists for the 8th time in his last 11 games. And those are my 2 best bets for today. Again, any added plays will be in the pinned comments on X and on Discord. It's just not my favorite slate. Even though there's a lot of games, there's just not a lot of great matchups. But that doesn't mean I might not have 1 or even 2 added plays in the morning. So we'll see how that goes. But anyways, those are the best bets. Let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. Karis LeVert over 6.5 assists at -110 on ESPN Bet. And the second one, Devin Booker over 10.5 rebounds plus assists at -118 on FanDuel. There we are, guys. Now this baseball game and this baseball season is just about to start, and I am jacked up. So again, root for the under 9 for me. That was my first best bet of the season. I'm only putting a half unit on it because it's in Korea. It's just who knows what's going to happen. But anyways, I'm excited for baseball season. Obviously, we are tracking the NBA playoffs here coming pretty soon, and March Madness is this weekend. So lots of sports going on, but. Anyways, I just want to say thank you for all the support. I really appreciate it day in and day out. Hope everyone has a great Wednesday, and we'll talk to you soon.